AI-driven programming is taking the world by storm. It's now a lot easier to build out products, add to services, due to the fact that the barrier of entry for creating software is going down by the day. With tools like Cursor.com, the AI code editor, Replit, and their new Replit agent feature, and then even now with products like Bolt.New, which will allow you to prompt in the process of building out different kinds of applications, you are now limited only by the figment of your imagination and the ideas that you have. And when you put these kinds of tools, these AI driven tools, together with low no code tools like make.com, you can roll out prototypes, you can build out internal business tools, you can meet needs for businesses or for the workplace in a relatively short period of time. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can build out an automation with a tool like make.com. However, you can make the presentation of that automation a little bit sexier when you leverage the technology like Bolt.New. And so typically when you're doing these automations with make.com or Zapier, it would be completely functional. But because of the ability to put together these different kinds of software, whether it be front end through the interface, or even if you wanted to put a full stack app together, you can do so because of these AI driven programming tools. So you can fill gaps, you can take projects a little bit further than maybe you ordinarily would have been able to. And so in this case, I'm going to be demonstrating taking a PDF and converting it to taking a presentation that's currently in the form of a PDF and converting it to a Word doc briefing. And typically, what one would do for this is upload the PDF to a Google Drive, and then an app like PDF.co could convert it to text. You can then have ChatGPT repurpose it as a briefing, and then the deliverable would be presented on the Google Doc. Now, with the Bolt a rendition of this, rather than uploading the doc to the Google Drive, you can connect it to the site that we're going to build out, this user interface that we're going to build out, and there'll be a webhook. And webhook is just a packet of data to where you can communicate with external tools. And so in this case, we're going to have a webhook that is going to set off the automation when our PDF gets uploaded to the user interface that we build out. And so when we upload that PDF to the user interface, the automation will trigger, and that same sequence that happens when we would be uploading to the Google Drive would happen now when we upload to this interface. And so to get started with this, I have a prompt that I'm using with Bolt, and this prompt is going to create the interface today. So it says, I'd like to build a chic interface for an automation tool that takes data from a PDF and pastes it into a briefing. Make.com is running on the back end, and currently the PDFs get uploaded to a Google Drive, downloaded from there, converted to a text document with PDF.co, further structured by ChatGPT, then turned into a Google Doc. In place of the Google Drive step, I'd like for the interface to play the role of setting off the automation and for it to go straight from the interface to converting in PDF.co. So we'll need a connection from the interface to PDF.co. I'm thinking it starts off with the make.com that will receive the interface from receive the information from the interface. So we're going to put that in, and it's going to start processing, and you'll see very quickly Bolt will begin creating the code files for this. It says, I'll help you create a sleek interface for your PDF automation tool. We'll create a modern drag and drop interface that connects directly to make.com via a webhook. One of the cool things about Bolt is that it'll actually install the commands that you would manually have to install yourself, even when using some of these other AI-driven programming tools. So if you check out some other videos that I've done videos on Cursor and Replit and how you can integrate Cursor, the AI code editor, with Replit, and it'll create the files for you. It'll also pull together the files for you. Bolt does these things. However, Bolt also will actually install these commands, like you see the npm install or the npm run dev, where it'll start the application. You would manually have to do that if you are using, if you're integrating Cursor with a tool like Replit. And so Bolt actually handles all of that for you. And so you see here, it put together this very soft, kind of chic, classy interface, I would say. It reads PDF automation, upload a PDF to begin processing, and it actually even says how it works. Upload a PDF document. Our system processes the document using PDF.co. ChatGPT structures to extract the data. The final document is generated automatically. So we have our interface now, and we can go back to make and actually create the automation itself. So the first step is going to be to generate a webhook. So we're going to use the webhook module, custom webhook, and then we're going to add webhook. Let's call it PDF to briefing, save, and then it's going to give you a URL. That URL you're going to bring back to Bolt, and we're actually going to say here is the webhook URL. Please add it into the code base. So it'll now actually update the code with the webhook URL so that when we now upload the PDF to the interface, it'll trigger the automation. And this is something that we can actually deploy so that the finished product will be a tool that's hosted online where you're able to now do this task with this specific tool presented in a nice, sophisticated kind of way. And so the webhook has now been updated in the app component, it says. And if you actually go into the code, you can see it says here update src app.tsx. You can see in the app.tsx file within the base webhook URL, and our URL is right there. And so now we have this set. We're going to go back, and what we're going to actually do before even moving forward is we're going to just test out this webhook function first, just to get the data into make.com. So I'm going to go back to Bolt, and I'm going to upload this PDF presentation. As mentioned, it's a mental health presentation. Something that I worked on a while ago. All right, so I'm going to go into my files. I'm going to grab the presentation, and I'm actually going to click on run this module only in the webhook to get that started. So once the PDF gets uploaded to the site, then the information will be captured in make.com. So I'm going to upload this presentation. It says processing a PDF, even has the animation for that. It says processing complete. And if I come in here, you'll see that the data got captured. And so right now the data is in this form, this binary form. So we're going to have to convert that. But now we have the information in here, and we know that the webhook is connecting with the interface. So the next step from here is we're going to add in pdf.co. So pdf.co module, convert from PDF, and we're going to convert from PDF to text. So we're going to map it. The data is going to be coming from the webhook, and then the name, we could just say mental health presentation, PDF to text, great. And then we're going to click on OK. From here, we're going to be using an HTTP module to capture the URL that the PDF generates. So we're going to type in, we're going to map URL from the PDF. The next step from here after HTTP is going to be OpenAI, ChatGPT, create a completion. And then the model is going to be GPT-4o. We'll go GPT-4o mini. That's less expensive. 0 max tokens. The message we're going to have here. So the system message is you are a content purposing expert. And then the second role is going to be the user. And we're going to say, take the information, the text, take the following text regarding mental health on college campuses and create a briefing this topic. And so as you can imagine, this could be for anything that you are looking to create and repurpose. So in this case, we're repurposing this PDF presentation into document briefing. And the following text is going to be from ChatGPT, but we have to actually get the ChatGPT step run first. So that's going to stop right there. We'll come back to that. The next step here is going to be the Google Doc, which is how it's going to be presented. So create a document, the name to say mental health briefing. The content is going to come from ChatGPT, and let's go text. Actually, this should be, we can make this result. That's where it would go. And then we're going to put the location, just, Pinterest media folder. So that should be everything that we need for this. And we can go now and run this again. So if we click run and then go back to the site, and if we see here, if we even expand this, we'll see what the full site looks like. And then we're going to go and drag and drop the presentation, processes the PDF immediately. We come back in and you see the automation happens automatically. Webhook captures the data. It gets put onto pdf.co and creates this URL. We have to take that URL from the HTTP with the HTTP module, and then ChatGPT. Okay, so now ChatGPT will actually, as remembered, we didn't put in the information from the HTTP module. So we're going to say take the following text, and that's going to be this data over here. And then we can now run this again. So let's do this once more. Load this page and drag and drop. Processes PDF. Oh, I didn't run it. Okay, let's wait for new data so we can do this again. Drag and drop, processing, process complete. And then we see it going through PDF, the URL gets captured, and now it's being converted using ChatGPT. It's now reading the data from the HTTP URL, and then it gets pasted onto the Google Docs. So make sure it went through with ChatGPT. We see the result, briefing on mental health awareness and support. And so if you look back at the presentation, so if I pull up the presentation, this is from statistics from many years ago, but it'll show you 1 in 10 students have considered suicide over the past 12 months. 1 in 10 students. So we see it captured the data from that, and then it turns it into the briefing. If I go onto my Google Drive now, you can see over here what was created: briefing on mental health awareness and support mechanisms in college campuses. You can go ahead and take remove the markdown and make the actual design of the briefing itself formatted better. But this is how the automation runs. So it's a matter of uploading the PDF now to this site, which will then set off the automation within Make. And if we come back over here and I minimize this, we can actually now deploy this interface as its own software that's hosted. So we can, at the top right, if you click on deploy, it'll actually go ahead and help you deploy that application. So it'll deploy it on Netlify. I'll wait until the deployment is complete to provide you with the live URL. The application will be deployed with all the PDF processing functionality in place, ready to handle the uploads and communicate with your make.com web. All right, so looks like there was an error the first time, but the second time it worked. Now we just open the site. So this is it right here. So now you can share this. You can also, even if you wanted to get a custom domain from Namecheap or GoDaddy, you can have a custom domain for this, and it's an actual deployed site. And so this is a way of, now when it comes to these automations and you're putting together these automations, typically they're functional, right? Like the objective is to create something that's functional, that works, and that may be how you go about it, and sometimes what makes the most sense. But even from a time standpoint, now you can improve on that presentation by creating these nice interfaces where you combine a Bolt.New. You can do something similar to this within Cursor and Replit, but I wanted to demonstrate using Bolt.New because this is definitely a tool that is continuing to progress, and I see taking this AI programming concept further. But now you have this automation tool that again, you can build out for businesses. You can deploy as your own product, your own sort of micro app or micro SaaS, and this is a simple example of that, but you can imagine all the different sort of use cases for something like this when it comes to using Bolt to build out a front end, and then you can have a back end with Supabase or Firebase, or you can use a no code back end, and you can use make.com for the the API handling, or you can use make.com for your backend. There are a lot of different combinations that you can consider when it comes to building now because of the range of tools and what is accessible today and how quickly AI technology is moving. So if you like what you saw, definitely give me some feedback. Let me know what else you would like to see, what other kind of videos you would want. If there's anything that be helpful when it comes to this space. But it's very exciting time, and it's going to be interesting to see how these tools continue to progress. I'll be doing more demos as I um, build out more tools. And if you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button and put on your notifications for any future videos, that would definitely help my channel. But apart from that, this is how you build out an automation converting PDF presentation to a document briefing with a nice interface created using the Bolt.New technology.